WNYU's new afternoon show, the Sugarcubes, from the Life's Too Good compact disc, which features 17 songs, unlike the import LP or compact disc, which only features 10 songs, and the domestic LP, which has 11. Before that, the song was called Delicious Demon. Before that, the Sisters of Mercy, a brand new remix of Lucretia, My Reflection. Public Enemy before that from the LP, which will be out in about a month. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. We heard Caught, Can I Get a Witness, courtesy of Gary Lucas, brought us that one down in advance, so we thought you might want a little taste of it. Paul Kay and the Weathermen started it off from their brand new LP, Patriots. We heard Landfill Blues, and as I said, all you New Jersey folks should know what I'm talking about, driving up and down the turnpike, seeing all those nasty garbage landfills. My special guests in the studio this afternoon, I believe this is their debut U.S. radio interview. We have Einar Bjork and Thor of the Sugarcubes. How's it going?
Hot.
Hot, yeah, definitely hot. And you got that heavy leather jacket on, you know, so you're not doing much to help. And the leather pants. And the Swans t-shirt. Unbelievable. So you're definitely overdressed, I would say.
I'm not overdressed. I dress it off.
You dress it off?
I definitely do.
Yeah, but what happens?
He's taking part of a scientific exploration on how to dress heat off. And he in fact, he's got a lot of kormælar.
What does that mean?
I've got lots of meters all around me.
All around his body, and there's a scientific building just up the road, sort of checking out what they say, and he's doing really well.
So it's a matter of heat absorption or something like that?
Yeah.
You reflect it as opposed to dragging it in?
Yeah.
You don't look...
It's about being able to wear these clothes in any even how cold it gets, it doesn't matter, or how hot it gets. So in the future this will be the astronaut outfit. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, it will always be the right thing.
And the scientists, they can follow him around New York City. They just have to trail his sweat around town.
So the scientists will be wearing the leather gear in the future?
Hopefully.
Yes.
They'll be looking like Sid Vicious or something like that with their Doc Martens approaching Mars at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit and nothing will happen.
Nothing.
It sounds pretty...
I'm like the man Icarus. My next
Icarus?
Yeah, Icarus. My next project is traveling to the sun. Because they haven't yet figured out why it is there, and they want to
ask her.
Yeah, and they want me to find the string that's holding it up.
It sounds like a high-risk job. I hope you get paid a lot of money to do this kind of research.
No, I just enjoy it.
So it's a charity type thing for the advancement and benefit of mankind as we know it?
Yes.
Well, he gets down to history for it, doesn't he?
True, you will be noted in the history
I won't
books.
be noted in history for being a sugar cube, but I will be noted as the Leatherman on the sun.
I mean, Icarus Einar Örn. I mean...
Icarus Einar, but you're not going to make the wax wings, are you? We wouldn't want that to happen because we'll know, you'll wind up plopping into the sea. Plastic wings?
I'm going to use glass fiber.
Leather wings.
Leather wings.
That'll work pretty well.
Yeah.
So you're in the U.S. after some hassles, I understand, getting in the first time. I mean, we expected you to play, actually, a gig, I'd say, earlier this month, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, you were not allowed, I guess, to immigrate.
No, we were not allowed to enter final.
According to immigration.
Yeah.
And laws like that.
We didn't even get visitors' visas.
Now, why was that?
I think they thought that it was a bit dangerous that a group of 6-7 Icelanders applied for visa from London. Why don't they do it from Reykjavik, Iceland? And so possibly they thought we were communists.
Really?
Yeah, but then they realized...
Possibly.
But then they possibly realized that we were anarchists, so we got our visas, and we're here.
But they never offered you an explanation?
Yeah, there was one explanation available. It was we didn't really tribute to American culture.
Really?
Yep.
No contribution to the American culture?
Nope.
I guess they didn't hear the record then.
No, they heard the record.
And they thought that?
They heard the record.
I guess they haven't gone to any of the local record stores then, because I mean, when it was out as an import, even before it came out here, I saw a lot of people going in and buying the record up.
But there were loads of guesses, like our latest single in Britain is called Deus, and the first sentence in that song is God does not exist.
Right, Deus does not exist. And
So, I mean, we had billions of guesses why we couldn't get in, but we didn't get any. We didn't get any definite reason from the embassy or anything.
No, I know a lot of people were disappointed in that you didn't play because they were looking forward to seeing the show.
Yeah, well, you can just imagine what we felt. We felt terrible. I mean, we were mentally prepared to come over here and play a show. We've done 9 brilliant shows in England and Scotland, and we wanted desperately to come over here and continue that sort of feel that we had, and now we have to go to Europe to warm up for hopefully our next tour in July, August.
It's kind of ironic that you couldn't play as prepared or as planned on in the U.S. because, as well, I guess I read that Thor broke his hand, forcing a postponement or a cancellation until a later date of the England gigs.
Yeah.
So there again, you know, it wasn't immigration problems or anything, but you had the gig set up, and I'm sure you were ready to go, and you couldn't as you wanted to. It had to be a little later.
Yeah, and we nearly had to cancel our British tour because on our third gig, Bragi, the bass player, he walked on stage in Glasgow, Scotland, and guess what? He broke his little toe.
well,
It was Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it was Friday the 13th, and he just stumbled on stage with dark glasses and a bass in one hand and beer bottle in another one, and rock and roll. No light,
And he fell down.
He fell down and broke his toe?
Yeah, little toe.
So you
Not
guys,
his foot, just his toe.
do you think there's any reason why this dark cloud of bad luck may be following you around?
Oh no, there's not a dark. I think these moments are made for us to laugh at, and we continue to laugh at it.
I mean, when we finally found out that we couldn't do anything to change, that we wouldn't be able to come to the States in May, we just tried to make it our benefit, and we had a really good time in Iceland, relaxed, and we did a gig there, played on the Icelandic bus day, on the roof of the bus station there with a bus behind us as our dressing room.
A 60-seater coach was hauled up onto the roof, and that was
Really?
that was our dressing room.
They lifted a bus with a crane onto the roof?
Yeah, and they loved it.
Rock and roll. It sounds a little extravagant, you know.
And I held a birthday of my kid. I was baking cakes for 2 days, and he was 2 years old, and he got a tricycle and drum kit, 2 guns and a condom.
Guns? And a condom? For a 2-year-old?
Yeah, he's a cowboy.
He's got to learn early, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So are you guys well received in Iceland? Do you have a large local following back there? Are you local heroes?
Do you call 200 people a large crowd?
No,
200?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've always had very good live attendances to our concert, but we never sold many records. But now, because we're famous in Iceland, we're world famous in Iceland for being...
They think we're driving limousines all the time, and that we eat caviar and all that stuff. They think we're really world rich, and we're meeting people like Joan Collins and stuff like that. People in Iceland think that.
So do they buy the records more now or come to the show
now
more?
Now we've sold the equivalent. If we had the same sales over here that we have in Iceland, then we've done now 3,600,000 copies.
Over there?
Yeah.
In Iceland?
Yeah, but the equivalent. We only sold...
Each person bought 20
Exactly, I was
No,
going
no.
to say, what's the population?
No, we've sold 3,600, but that's the equivalent
of 3 million over here.
Yeah, 3,600,000.
Right, if you
That would-
multiply it by the volume of people,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So that must
But-
feel good.
But I can tell you one thing, that we released Birthday in Iceland in November '86, and it didn't get to the charts or anything, but then it became very sort of popular in Britain, and the people there who make the charts in Iceland decided to put a song by the Sugarcubes in the charts. I mean, they make them by hand at home, and then they put Cold Sweat in the charts.
As opposed to Birthday.
Yes, but then they found out it was a mistake. It wasn't Cold Sweat that was in the charts in Britain. It was a Birthday, so they fixed that a week later, and that was... It's just like that in Iceland, and that happened year after the song was first released in
Right.
Iceland. So I mean, they don't like it, but they don't care so much. But if somebody from abroad tells them it's good, they say, "Oh yes, it's good."
So they're forced to respect you because of the respect you're receiving outside of your home country.
Yeah.
Well, we're mainly talking about the media,
Right.
the sort of commercial media in Iceland, and sort of the most of the people in Iceland, and we just don't like that people can't decide for themselves what they like and what they don't like.
Mhm.
Of course, there are many brilliant people in Iceland who's been, coming to our gigs, and are also there are loads of things happening there that's really interesting. What the people we're describing now is mainly just sort of the mainstream.
Right. Now, a funny story I heard associated with your not being able to get into the U.S. and tying Iceland into this. I heard that when the Icelandic embassy found out that you couldn't get your visas through England, I heard that they called up the U.S. embassy and, used some sorts of, some means of threatening measures around the same time that our president was supposed to travel over to Russia.
I mean, I mean,
we cannot comment on that.
How about if I comment on it and you just nod yes or no?
let me tell you gossip, right? I won't.
We like gossip. We like gossip. This is the country of Joan Collins, as you just said. You know?
Well, even though we were not in the Icelandic charts, he was in the American Embassy Communist charts, number 2, I think.
No, the gossip says that I'm on the list of possible terrorists.
You are?
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm number 2.
What do you do to earn that ranking?
I don't know. Blow my nose in front of the embassy or something. I don't know.
But
it's only gossip, and we.
It's only gossip.
And we find it terribly funny.
But that story I was referring to, would that happen to be true or false?
We can say that's that
It's based on the truth.
it's based on the truth.
Shall we elaborate or leave the listeners in the dark?
I think they will be illuminated if they just think.
Let them use their own imagination. We'll let them
Yes.
play with the theater of the mind for a
Yes,
while, the
yes.
radio element.
And enjoy what everything. What they can make up their own story. We don't have to make it up for them.
I mean, James Bond went to Iceland.
Really?
Mm.
Which one was that in?
The Aha movie,
The Aha movie.
Wife to kill.
Wife to Kill, A Wife to Kill.
A View to a Kill, or whatever
yeah,
that
the
was?
Wife to Kill. When the submarine comes up, is a glacier. that shot is taken in Iceland.
I didn't see that one, so.
Yeah, we saw it 13 times.
I think it's funny how you refer to it as the Aha movie, though.
It is the Aha movie.
Because they had a song on the soundtrack or something? That's pretty interesting, the way you assimilate that. So how long has the group been together as the Sugarcubes?
2 years.
2 years. We were born on 8th of June, 1986, 10 to 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
Well, happy birthday, because it's only 7 days, 1 week after you were born 2 years ago.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, and we're glad that, the Sugarcubes exist in the form that they
Can
do.
I sing an Icelandic song for you?
If you wish, please, feel free.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, everybody sing.
We sing.
Mellutna dansi í hring, ding. Kokkurinn á kamrinum, ríður öllum öllunum, ríður þeim í rass, segir síðan pass.
And what would that, can we get a brief summary of the lyrics?
No.
No.
We might get in trouble if we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your face would become red.
So are you surprised with the success you're achieving outside of your home country? I mean, England, you guys were, touted as the next big thing. You would see everywhere on the, British trades, as we have one of the, I guess it sounds right here, with you guys were on the cover of that one, NME, Melody Maker, all followed.
Yeah.
Long articles about the Sugarcubes, long reviews of the gigs last month when you first played over there. I heard a really funny story about you, Bjork, that you came out and the first thing you said was something that would make my face turn red if I said it on the radio.
I can't remember.
I can remember it.
You can?
But I'm not gonna say it. It's in one of the first interviews, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. You don't want to come out on number 3 of the...
I remember it had been raining very much, and the guy who took the interview was very late. But finally, when he came, I wasn't there.
No, it was actually
So-
before the gig, instead of, not the interview, but the show, when you first played England, the first show in England.
Oh yeah.
You said, sorry, I'm late, but I've been...
But
No, that
was
an interview.
That was in the interview.
Oh, really?
Because
the way they made
he
it sound
came and he
was-
was very wet and all his clothes were wet and all that, and he was sitting there in the room and I didn't come. So I just told him I was away, but then I came into the room and said, sorry, I was shitting. And I was just telling him the truth.
And it was one of the best things he had heard in years, supposedly.
I guess that's the way things have been going for us Sugarcubes. I mean, it's all a misunderstanding. You say a strict fact like that and they make you famous.
Because he said something so uninhibited and open like that? I mean, not many artists would come in and say something like that. They'd say, sorry, I was late, I missed my train, or, something like that.
There are no trains on the
Well,
toilet.
I'm not saying that our success is only because of that sentence, but
No, but I mean for, things like that, the uninhibited nature of the band, even in the lyrics, like Birthday and what that deals with.
But if I would have said that to an interviewer in Iceland, he wouldn't have read it down. But the guy in Britain, he wrote it in the paper and everybody talks about it.
Exactly, because it's something that, like I said, not many other artists would even say, let alone
It's not
admit.
Why?
I'm sitting in a chair, I'm drinking coffee, so what?
Well, that's a little different than sitting on the stool, reading the new sounds or NME or whatever.
It's the same activity. You're sitting down.
True. So we're speaking about movies a second ago, the James Bond thing. Einar, there's actually 2 Einars in the band, right?
No, he had
Oops.
He is not in the band.
What happened?
He's not. He decided that he wanted
A break.
a break. He was in the original lineup. He went away.
He went to Israel?
Yeah, to Israel to indulge in
Picking oranges.
We were
and drinking, and he decided to do that again. So we found an old friend of ours, another old friend of ours, who's called Margaret, and she is now playing keyboards instead of him.
She's got the same birthday as I got,
Really?
except she's 2 years younger.
That's very interesting to know. But the Einar you were talking about is the guy, he went away to Israel, and from what I understand, he almost got a part in Rocky 3 or Rambo 3, whatever it
Rambo
is.
3.
Yeah.
He waited for 2 months to
To
get to be killed by Mr. Sylvester Stallone
In a cave.
in a cave.
As a,
And he didn't even get the part, did he?
No,
Unbelievable.
He
But he
couldn't
picked-
afford to wait any longer.
but he picked oranges for 9 months, and we were discussing that fact with an Israeli taxi driver just half an hour ago. How interesting that is.
Picking oranges?
Yep.
Why? What is so interesting about it? Sounds pretty
Nothing.
dull.
That's why he's here driving taxi.
So why would he rather pick oranges in Israel than be a member of the Sugarcubes?
Ask him.
we tried, but he couldn't answer, so we don't know.
It's quite ironic because I also read in this issue of Sounds that you thought that he was probably one of the best musicians in the band out of anybody. I don't know if they misquoted you or if
No,
that was
no,
actually...
that's true. I mean, he is a brilliant musical mind, but unfortunately, he didn't mix with us, so we decided to get a person whom we can mix with,
Mhm.
both socially and mentally.
And cosmically, I mean, if the
No,
birthday's the
no,
same as
no,
Bjork's,
no,
there's got to be
no.
some kind of... Exactly.
Yeah, well, cosmically on the sun, possibly, but you know, no. So we're not that cosmic. We were very earthbound.
hmm
I mean, we do all the normal things like, you know.
Sit on chairs, drink coffee, shit. Name it.
Sounds pretty normal to me.
Yeah, it is normal. Everybody does it.
hmm So you want to play another song from the album, or CD actually, because you can't find this one on the album. I don't know where this song came from. Cowboy.
Yeah.
Wasn't a B-side or anything like that, was
No,
it?
it was on a special 10-inch remix.
It was on the special.
It was on the
remix.
Deus 10-inch remix?
Yeah. But
Was
it-
that
it-
the unlisted track?
Yeah.
The one with no
Yeah.
name? Because
Yeah.
there's 3 songs on the back, and it only says, you know, it only names 2 of them.
Yeah, but this song is a tribute to Dennis Weaver in his job as Mr. McCloud,
Really?
the policeman.
Are you familiar with him from TV over there?
Yes.
Big fan of that?
I loved McCloud.
Have you seen all the episodes?
I did when they were, and I loved it.
So why don't we play this, the tribute to Dennis Weaver as McLeod, as told by the Sugarcubes?
Yes, please.
Now it's found only on the 10-inch Deus Remix EP, or the CD version, the American CD
Yeah.
of Life's Too Good.
Don't buy it in London or anywhere else because you can't get it anywhere else than
I know.
in the States.
What a rip-off, you know?
I know, we are con artists.
All right, this is from the Icelandic con artists, the Sugarcubes, from Life's Too Good, the CD version, or if you wish, if you like vinyl, Deus, the 10-inch remix of that. It's called Cowboy on WNYU's New Afternoon Show.
After she got that bicycle.
WNYU's New Afternoon Show. Those are the Sugarcubes. You can find that one on the CD. Also on the Sound Waves 3 compilation, which is a 7-inch, also featuring the Pixies, the Pogues, and the Wedding Present. That one came out way before the LP did, so a lot of people were thinking that that was an exclusive track. And actually, on the 7-inch itself, it said exclusive to Sound, so I guess it was for a time, but not anymore, because it is the same version, isn't it?
I think it's the same version. I never can remember sort of the difference between songs. They sound all the same to
We
me.
are not technical bastards. by the way.
No, we're not.
But you never actually went in the studio and re-recorded it.
No, we don't re-record songs. We record them once and then we work on them.
Mhm.
And
Sometimes we add things and skip things.
Right,
and
obviously, as with the Cold Sweat remix and the Deus remix,
Yeah.
which are both different versions.
I mean, so it's just, you know, different things that we do. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not like, you know, that we're ripping people off or anything like that. It's just the way we work.
It's also we make the song, and then we work on it, and it sort of changes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we sort of change opinions on how the song should be.
Right.
Just it's not that we got few songs and we don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we you know, every little change that we do to every song is different for us.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you the lyricist of the band, Bjork? Do you write all the lyrics?
No, I write what I sing,
Mm-hmm.
and Einar writes what he sings.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 2 songs so far that Thor, the guitarist, he's sitting here as well. He makes the lyrics to his Delicious Demon and an Icelandic track called Taktu Bensinelskan. And með framfyrir.
Take some petrol.
Take some petrol, honey. And Thor also, just to make everything clear, Thor also makes the middle part, which Einar says in Cold Sweat.
Right. Which
Yeah.
one is that?
It's the part that Einar sings.
That comes. What does he say? I'm trying to
The
remember.
middle part. It's
The little spoken word part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the rest, I write my lyrics and Einar writes his lyrics.
Mhm. So you wrote the lyrics to Motor Crash then, since you sang that.
Well, yes. Well, there's part in Motor Crash which he sings as well.
Was that based on a true experience? Were you actually riding your bike down the street and you saw?
No.
So that was just a fantasy type thing.
It's a variation of what was going on in my head.
And what was that?
Just speculation on that subject.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you had a motocross in London a few years back. You were riding a bicycle and
Yes,
the cab drove you down.
I didn't remember that until long after I wrote the lyric. But
Mhm.
I'm not very good in analyzing why I write my lyrics. But yes.
But anyway, who hasn't had a motocross? It's the most common thing, I think.
Very true. I mean, I remember how I got rid of my first car. But
I'm having a driving lessons now. I've
Really?
already had 9.
not here in the U.S. though.
No.
Over on the other side of the car, where they drive, on the left. I mean, on the right side instead of we drive on the left side
No,
here.
we drive on the same side. We are.
But is the steering wheel on the same side of
Yes.
the car?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
It's the English who are weird.
Who are
I mean,
backwards?
yeah. Not us.
Exactly.
We're a bit left wing, I think.
So speaking of your lyrics, I read a funny story where I think the House Martins, our favorite band here, misinterpreted the lyrics to Birthday somewhat, didn't they?
Yes.
Well,
In a very funny way.
I like when people misinterpret our lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Like one guy who we talked to yesterday, he thought that in the song Deus, where Einar is singing about somebody with a quiff and sideburns,
Mhm.
he think that Deus was Elvis Presley.
We're
mean-
all for
I
it.
know a lot of people think that Elvis Presley is Deus, but I don't know about the other way around.
Yeah, but
Why?
I just think it's brilliant when people do that.
Mhm.
I think it's brilliant.
Make their own sort of meaning out of what we write. It's brilliant.
Well, that's what it's all for, isn't it?
Creative listening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just give them the motivation to start, thinking
Yes.
about what they want, and then they take it from there. Which is why a lot of people hate videos, because videos really give you what you're supposed to think the song is about instead of creating any imaginative,
Yeah,
thinking.
well, I think
Well, not all videos. You can make a video that is some sort of makes your mind goes ticking.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
As
It has to
long
be done.
as long as people think when they're making videos that it's an addition to the song, not an instrument to answer all the questions,
Right.
which are, but just an addition, like one instrument more or something.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of videos, I believe you had a video for Cold Sweat. I didn't see it, but a couple of people around here saw it on a program that airs a lot of...
Snub TV.
Exactly, yeah, they saw it around here on Snub TV. And I heard it was pretty wild. I don't really know the gist of it, but from what I understand, the BBC had some problems with it.
No, well, the whole television institute in Britain had very much trouble, and they demanded that we should cut a stomach out of it because it was sexually suggestive.
A stomach?
Yeah, I don't know what you do with a stomach when you're, yes.
But I
Uh,
believe that the British are very imaginative in sex matters.
Yeah, but how about George Michael? He can get away with almost anything, I mean, he
Well-
can practically throw on naked bodies and not have to redo it. I think, don't you feel sort of slighted that you were using
Well,
something...
There was also crucifixion in the song, but I mean, the British have their religion is mostly based up on a crucifixion,
Mm-hmm.
and if they can't see a crucifixion in the television, there must be something wrong with them.
Hiding from their own past or something like that?
I just think, I mean, it's just they're not being honest
Right.
about. I mean, it's some. Hvað heitir þetta svona hræsni? It's just hypocritical
True.
that they can see some things, but some they can't. Like Einar was pointing out to me that they got these papers and you know, the 3-page girls in Britain. You know
Yeah,
that?
Samantha Fox is the
the,
well-known one,
yeah,
you know.
the
That's how
best
she
known.
got her start, not because of her musical talent or musical
She
songwriting
is very
ability.
talented.
I'm not saying anything against Samantha Fox.
I am.
I'm just saying that it's weird that they have things like that on just a normal newspaper.
Which
you know?
anybody can get. You know,
Yeah,
anybody has access to that. Just go down to the newsstand. A little 3-year-old can go down and
Yeah,
slap up his money.
and these newspapers are sort of bought for family reading,
Right,
and that's no problem.
but here they have.
But you can't have stomachs in television.
But you can
That
have
makes them sick.
It is
They
pretty
must
silly.
there must be something wrong with them.
But you didn't feel like they had something against you, that you were being.
No, we're not paranoid at all.
Okay, that's good.
Why is the policeman standing outside?
I mean, the world loves us.
We love the world.
So from what I understand, you replaced the bad parts of the video, quote unquote, with apes or something like that,
With
footage of apes.
chimpanzees,
Exactly.
because our dear leader Smurf, we've got a leader, our mental guru
A
Smurf.
spiritual leader,
Yeah.
Smurf.
A gorilla?
Smurf. He's a big gorilla, and as he is a gorilla, we thought why not put monkeys into it
Mhm.
as a tribute to him. So we added another new dimension to the video and the song.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Smurf our leader wanted to put the monkeys in there to show the British nation what it was.
What it was based upon,
What it.
a nation of monkeys.
I mean, it's.
not a
mean,
nation of shopkeepers.
I don't mind if they don't see the good parts in the video. I
Mhm.
mean, they're missing something. I mean, they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I've seen it.
That's a good attitude to have. I think that's very healthy. But also, from what I understand, I don't know if the remix of Cold Sweat came before the video or after, but then there's that part where the spoken word about let's do the monkey or something like that.
Yeah,
Not
it-
until you're going to treat me like a monkey, something
It's
like
based on same reason.
Yeah.
It's based on the same reasons.
It's a tribute and an ode to Smurf.
Yeah.
Smurf.
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 Oh, Smuff.
Smurf.
Okay.
And he is one of the most crucial figures in our life.
Did the remix come before or after the changes in the video?
After.
So did the changes in the video have anything to do with the fact that you put your tribute to Smuff into the video? I mean, the remix?
No, it's just that we thought we'd go all the way, and now our leader, he is smiling and he's bringing us good luck,
Mhm.
even here in the States.
Mm-hmm. Are you
in New York.
I haven't seen any elements of Mr. Smuff or Miss Smuff, if I don't know.
He is present here. I
He
can-
was here
Through the window.
like 1 minute ago. He's downstairs.
Is that Mr. Smuff?
Yeah, Mr. Smurf.
I mean, he solved so many problems. We couldn't decide what color our album should be, so he said, "Why not have them all?
How many are there actually? There's 7 variations, from what I
There's 6.
understand.
Blame him."
You blame him for making us spend, $60 to go out and get every variation.
No, you should make your own mind up. If we can't make your own mind up, we have to make our own minds up.
I mean,
I only buy the blue color for my friends
Mhm.
because I think that's pretty.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoy the blue the most, actually,
Yeah,
from what I
and
understand.
so why limit people's sort of creativity?
What is it called?
Creativity.
Freedom of choice.
Yeah, buying.
I mean, I answer the phone all the time, and people are asking me, "What color should I buy? What color should I buy?" And I tell them. I mean, I'm like,
So there's
she's the great exaggerator.
the one with this color, the orange color,
Mhm.
has there's two different ones with the orange color, aren't there?
Yes.
With a green
Yeah.
cubes and also a blue cube, or there's 2 different
Yeah,
colors
blue,
of
blue.
cubes on the orange color. So it gets very confusing for, the big fans of the band, because I'm sure they want to go out and have everything.
Well, just be lucky that we didn't put it also on the CD. You only can buy one color of the CD.
Oh, there is only one color?
Yep.
I thought there was going to be 6 as well.
No, we can't.
CDs are
it cost-
expensive.
This cost us a lot of money to have it different colors because we get them packaged in every box
Mhm.
differently.
Well, we had some desperate fan letters. People were writing to us and asking if the CD would be, only one color or 6, because it would
But
ruin their financial, stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I also think it's good for people's creativity if they just make the sleeves themselves
Mhm.
as well.
Mm.
They can find by themselves thin paper and draw the outlines through that, and then they can have all the colors they want.
And they could do the homemade Sugarcubes cover.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you just mentioned the do-it-yourself cover, because the artwork seems very original and unique. It seems like something that the band has to do with. Would you guys have to say that you do all the cover artwork yourself?
No, we don't. We found a person who has got the same IQ as us, and naivety and stupidity, and we said, do our album
Total
covers.
ignorant.
Yeah. Use your ignorance to do our covers, and he's managed so far to do nearly what we want.
There seems to be some kind of continuing theme with the little figures that are on both the LP, the CD, and on the inside of some of the 12 inches on the actual label itself. Is there any story behind that, or is it just creative
No.
flow out of his head?
Yeah, just it's him to blame. Don't blame us, and don't shoot us outside the Dakota building.
Another funny thing about the artwork is the hand on the Cold Sweat remix and original 12-inch, because there's these little signs in the place where I live. They have the street sign. You drive down the road, and there's this little sign, and there's just a big hand that looks exactly like this. And it's some sort of thing that says, "Stop crime now," or, help, it's like Child Watch or something like that. So I thought that was very interesting.
That's what the Sugarcubes are about.
Yeah.
Stop crime now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I wanted to steal that sign and bring it in and show you guys and give it to you, just so
I
you
mean,
can
we
see.
want
So it
people-
would have promoted crime, actually, because there I am vandalizing
We
the
want
local...
people to become nice. I mean, that's why we're playing. That's our vision.
The main incentive?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Want to bring about world peace somehow, or is that a little far-fetched at this point?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
If you could, you would?
Yeah. Make everybody, not sort of love each other, because then I think we would get into big trouble,
Mhm.
with our wives and our dear loved ones. But just take it easy.
Are you surprised at all with what I guess we could call sudden success of the band, since you've only been together for 2 years and 1 week? Because it seems like all of a sudden you're the press darlings in the UK. Everybody in the US wants to know who the Sugarcubes are. Everybody's asking about them, very curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, for us it's just a very nice surprise, because we don't expect anything. We like the Alcoholics. We take every day as it comes,
Right.
and we don't make any 5-year plans like the Russians
Mm-hmm.
or the Americans who make... How long is your president elected for?
8 now. Well, this one's been in office 8 years. You're usually elected for 4 years. You
Yeah,
can get elected for 4 more.
Yeah, if
He must be bored.
We must be bored of him.
Well, we don't know.